Hello, everybody. Happy winter solstice. Yesterday, I went out and I started a big fire, and I found this cool horn. I want to show you. Look at it. It's brown, number one. I never find brown horns. Double eye guard. This is the best part, though. Chewed up. Teeth marks. Chewed up by wolves. I found it because I was following tracks, like a group of 3 or 4 of them, and it was just like laying out. And I think that they were packing it. One was packing it and then just dropped it because it wasn't where the horn originally fell. Anyways, and they circled around and then they took off. So, fire wolf horn. What's better than that on a solstice? There's something so addicting about this. I just can't even. I will never be over that. Picking up horns. Anyways, I want this video to be the end of the moon cycle for the month of December. I don't know about you, but I am Sag the F out. Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, and just, Jupiter being in opposition to Sun in Sagittarius. Just everything. I'm sagged out and I'm over it. So, I have welcomed Capricorn season. Just open arms. Let's do it. So, yeah, let's get into this video. Before I get into the moon cycle thing, I want to share with everybody a video that I recently watched. It's an interview. It's a soft white underbelly interview of a woman named Mary, which I will link below. And this interview was powerful. It's one of the most powerful things that I have watched in a long time. And it goes from just like the extremes of human emotion, just the most terrible stuff you can imagine, to like something that's really beautiful and profound in one interview. And the way that it just switches is just, I don't know. It's beautiful. So Mary is she was like an Amish woman who was shunned for speaking up about her sexual abuse that she experienced. And she lost everything. She lost her entire community, her whole family, everything that she had known to that point. She traded it all so that she could speak her truth. So that's the first thing that was like, wow, that's powerful. And at one point in time, the dude asks, the interviewer asked, is the Amish all this? And her response was profound, okay? She talks about how, this tribalistic mentality of, grouping people, of, that group, and separating and saying, all of this group is this way. She talks about the danger of that and how bias is created and it's used to hurt people. And I think that she has a really powerful perspective on that. And I think that that's really applicable to today's society. I don't know about you, but everything is like you either belong to one camp or the other. And it's like we're getting weird with it and it's starting to freak me out, okay? So listen to what Mary has to say. Listen to the people in your lives. Do you have people in your life that perpetuate that tribalistic, us against them mentality? And when you notice it, raise your little red flag and think about that shit, okay? People in your lives, but also people on the higher level stage, like our politicians, the people of the community. Listen to what those people are saying. As soon as they start perpetuating tribalistic mentality, pause, think about it. Think about what Mary has to say about it, okay? God. The other thing that I found interesting about that interview is she talks about how our culture and our language that we grew up with, and our belief systems can influence the way that we communicate and the way that we hear what other people are communicating. Also fascinating. And then if you watch anything, make sure you watch the part where she talks about her dress. That to me was beautiful. That's one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a while. The color and the stitching, and her shoes were sexy. Yeah. Mary. It's wonderful. She reclaimed a piece of her identity. She took back her power. But she did it in a way that she, respected and honored her heritage, which I think is really important, because I think a lot of times if there's something about us that doesn't match, or like something that we're trying to like regain within ourselves, that will deny other pieces of ourselves to do that. But she reclaimed her power while maintaining what is her, like what her heritage was. Anyways, watch it. It's profound. I'll link it below. Okay. If you haven't been here, I guess I'll just explain it all. This moon cycle, I've been looking at, my belief systems, Sagittarius, and how that relates to my 6th house enterprises. So like my work, what it is that I just create into this world. That's my research. That is these weird little spiritual videos, my daily habits, health routines, yada yada yada, okay? I've been looking at like what is the driving force behind what I create, my belief systems. And I honestly thought, going into this, I would have a much more developed, extensive idea of what that is. And what I came out with is actually quite simple, which is what I need. I need stupid simple. And it's this, I have this state that I have come to find. And I want this state to be the driving force behind my creation. That's it. And the state, if you're wondering, has everything to do with compassion. Like this knowledge that life on earth is hard. And because of it, maybe we should just be a little bit more gentle with ourselves and each other, right? The pain, which can be anger, sadness, blah, blah, blah. It can manifest in a lot of ways. The pain that we feel internally, the pain that we experience from other people externally, let's have compassion for that, for ourselves and each other, right? Because, everybody's living in their own cycles of that, and we're here to get out of it. So I'm not going to be super caught up on like what other people send at me, and I'm not even going to be super caught up on like the bullshit that I send myself. Have compassion. We're on earth. It's hard. Take a breath. Love yourself. Love other people. That's the other part of the state, is just like love. And that part's really easy for me because I'm a lovey little bitch. I don't know how to shut it off. Okay. And then the other part is just like having this sense of like wanting the best for other people. Right? Because we are all just here learning our lessons and growing, and I want for people to break out of their cycles of pain. I want that for myself. I want that for other people. Okay, so that's the state that I'm talking about. It's pretty simple. Coming to this state was not simple for me, and I'm sure that everybody has, if this is something that you're interested in. Coming to this state, I'm not quite sure how you get here. And I can't fully stay here all the time, like in that state, because I'm a human, But anyways, getting to this state was the most horrific thing I've ever experienced. I had to, make a decision that was solely for me, that protected me. I was in a space where I was getting hurt. I was in a space where, something that was just so something that was just so like essential to my core and who I am couldn't live in the space that I was in. So I was getting hurt. I couldn't be who I really am. And choosing to get the fuck out of that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, because I had to do it with zero support. Literally no one that I loved and respected, and like the opinions of them. Nobody was like, yeah, do that, Lindsay, So anyways, I got to this state by making that decision, and it's been incredibly painful and the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's taught me a lot. So if you're going through a hard thing, sometimes the hard things can manifest as some of the most important wisdom that you get. So, yeah, the state that I want to move from, the driving force behind the shit that I do, is love. is compassion, and it's a desire for the best thing to happen. Simple. So yeah, that. In this cycle, I have also come to learn that my research, these weird little spiritual videos, those things are actually an act of loving myself. That's true. It's like my art, if you will. I can put my creative force into it. Like these videos are a safe space for me to just let it all out, and the people that come here and engage with it, they choose to, or they leave, So it's like I can be my weird little spiritualness here, and it's safe. One of the things that I've come to learn is that I have, my gem, the thing that I hold with like incredible importance is my connection to spirit. It's up there with like the love of my children. And in some ways, the magic of the universe is very much like love. It's kind of hard to define. But anyways, I know this thing, okay, that there's magic out there. And then, the closer that you come to, God or yourself, whatever, the closer you can get to that thing. And that's a truth that I hold, and I'm gonna fucking talk about it till the day that I die. I would rather be burned alive than shut the fuck up about that. There is something so beautiful out there. And if I could just get one person to be closer to spirit, mission accomplished. Set the bar really low so that you always win. That's a life hack. Anyways, so I'm going to make these spiritual videos because it's what gives me fuel to my fire. It is a piece of me that I want to let live. And if I were to not do that, that would be collapsing a piece of who I am for fear or whatever. And research is actually the same way. I've learned that, I love to just sit and learn. I love to listen to passionate people talk about weird things. My last semester of school, the bug guy, Steve, that was a man that was just passionate about bugs, and it was beautiful. And I need to engage with that. In fact, I'm actually going to go hit up Steve, and I think part of my work can overlap with Steve, so I can work with Steve as opposed to just listening to Steve. Anyways, I love standing in a greenhouse of trees that are brand new. I love putting the trees in the ground. I love getting the cones out of the trees. Everything about it is just like me. And I think that the work that I can do is actually beneficial for Earth. We just need more trees, and I can do that. But here's the thing, it's like I love all of this stuff, and it gives me fuel to my fire. But the thing is even with that passion and that desire, like I'm still scared. I have my apprehensions about it. Can I afford it? Am I smart enough? Am I dedicated enough? Blah, 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 blah. So, in this cycle, I've learned that, like, you can have the things that that you do are giving you love. Me engaging with the spiritual videos and me engaging with research, that is giving myself love. But even with that, I still have my apprehensions, right? It's this crazy thing that, like, giving yourself what you know to be love, what is good for you, can actually be some of the more difficult things to do. Even though you love it, even though it's good for you, It's a trip. So I've become aware of that. And what I'm gonna do is just stay the course. Be dedicated, small steps, till I get to my goal. Look at me, I'm already Capricorning. Just remember that sometimes it can be the most difficult thing to give yourself the love that you know that you need, that you want. It's very easy to collapse back into these states of fear and whatever. It can be easier to do that than it is to actually give yourself what you know that you need and what you want. It's this crazy thing about life. So think about that. Think about, what it means to give yourself love. And try to opt for that rather than than not. So, I gotta collect my train of thought. I don't know where I am. That's really all I have. You know, there's this state that I want to move from. Love, kindness, compassion, goodwill for others. That is what I want to be the driving force behind all of my creation. Research, weird spiritual videos, all of it. And I know now what loving myself looks like. Despite that actually being the harder thing to do, I will stay the course and do that the best that I can, okay? You know, with that being said, this next moon cycle, this Capricornian moon cycle, what I want to do with that is I'm going to make less long spiritual videos. Maybe just little blurbs, because again, I can't shut the fuck up. Little blurbs, but then I want to focus, you know, the brunt of like what I create here on YouTube to be like the literary reviews where I talk about papers. That really helped me write things out in a way that I struggle to do just without it. So I'm going to spend the next month writing. I'd like to have like a really well-defined outline. I have one, but it's like 50 tabs of random thoughts and half typed up papers, and it's chaos. So I'm going to make it less of a spider web and more of like an outline. And I'm going to spend that time writing, and I'm going to harness this Capricornian energy of like, here's this goal, this mountain that I'm going to climb, right? And taking small measurable steps to get to that spot. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for the next month. So look to see where 10 degrees of Capricorn falls in your chart. And perhaps get at like what this moon cycle could be for you. If you have questions or need help with that, hit me up. I love it. So yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful month. Okay, I've got one more thing, of course, right? I just want to talk about my dream. I have a dream. One dream. And that will always be the case. You know, I've given up like pursuing any other avenue, really, for quite some time now, because of the fact that I have one and I know that. There's only one path that goes towards that. Okay? My dream is beautiful. It's creative. It's one of my favorite things about it is the creativity bit. Anyways, and I want to have my dream right here, right now in my hands. But I don't. I don't have that. And that's okay. I've reached a certain level of okayness with that, you know. I've learned to hold an incredible desire, but also to release it to the universe of like, you know, what will be will be. The best will come. To trust that. But that's not to say that I ever give up on my dream. No. I'm a stubborn little bitch. It's one of the best and worst things about me. And, you know, I can go forever in pursuing my dream. And I will, because I think it's worth the wait. It's teaching me patience, teaching me so much. It's unreal. But I will never give up on it. No matter what happens, whether I have my dream in my hands or not, I will still show the same level of support and dedication to it. That's a really important thing. And I just hope that what is occurring is the best. So, never give up on your dreams. That's all I wanted to say. I guess I could add this little bit on here of like, one of the things that I think that we do as humans is we'll tell ourselves, okay, we have this dream, this thing that we want. And sometimes we'll tell ourselves we're not worthy of it. I'm not worthy of that. I'm not good enough. Sometimes we'll create these little, like, you know, checks in the boxes. I need to be this, this, and this in order to qualify for that. And that's not the truth. Not fully. No. You deserve whatever it is that you dream about right now. That's not to say that there aren't steps that you need to take to get to it, but you deserve it no matter what. And I think that there's a real danger in telling yourself that you're not worthy of your dreams, right? Because that, when as soon as you think that, that eliminates, you know, even needing to try. You know, I'm not worthy, so I don't even need to try. Or if you are working towards a level of worthiness, like there will always be other shit that you can add on to it to make you not worthy. In some ways, it's like a cop out from getting what you actually want. So don't fucking do that, okay? I tell myself that all the time. I'm worthy of what it is that I want, you know, and I will never give up on it, and I will take the steps to get to it. So if you have a dream, keep on pushing, never give up. And that's it, bye.